Annie Kanye is my name, from Nyeri.
Wow.
Yes. Yes, hapo ni sawa. Senator, thank you for coming. I am sure this generation here will learn a lot from you, as you are a very, very successful business woman. We all look to you, trying to figure out how can we do like you have done.
Oh, yes.
And now you are in politics. God bless you mightily. And our Senator hapa, Shakila Abdallah, the super senator, thank you very much for the work that you're doing.
Oh, yes.
Okay, for me, I'll just say something very small, that every one of us has leadership skills in yourselves. It's only that you need to believe without fear. We have been told about fear. So without worry about the discrimination that has been happening. No, you are there. We are the people, the women. We are the people.
Oh, yes.
We are mothers, blessed. We are nurturers of the world. So, we should not fear. Please, I am so encouraged by the questions that you have asked. And I've heard voices from young women coming up in a very strong way that I've never seen before. So, everyone is a leader, God-given, whether it is in the home, whether it is in clubs,
Oh, yes.
whether it is in church,
True.
whether it is in the community,
Chama.
in your neighborhood, as a chama, we are all given that God-given leadership. So, even before thinking about political leadership, it's good to identify the areas where you can offer that leadership, isn't it? And what does the word politics, I had written something here about the word politics came from a Greek word. It translates to something like affairs of the cities or affair of the citizen. That's where the word politics came from. So when we say our national politics, polytechnic actually, so what do we mean by that? It's a practice where you get many techniques, okay? Many techniques. To be a politician means to consider many issues from many citizens group. And these issues, sometimes you are not just going to get from a platter plate, okay? Me, personally, when I vied in Nyeri parliamentary seat, I was beaten. Oh yes, if you Google, you'll find it there. I was beaten. My car's window was smashed. A car just came past mine without number plates. The number, they had put black polythene papers, so nobody could identify the numbers. And I had just come from a meeting, and my car that was supposed to carry the security was actually tricked. It was left behind. And because of the way politics is, many people follows you after the meeting. So I decided to let's go, to go forward and leave my security car. And that is when they got a chance, because they had planned the trip. And I was removed, the windows were mashed with nyundos, and I was pulled out of the car. I was dragged a few meters away when my driver, who was a very strong driver, started shouting and screaming and they decided to first come to him so that he can keep quiet. And they were pulling me, telling me, this is not your seat. I was the only woman out of 13 men.
Wow.
Somehow, with the Jubilee election, the nominations went the way they went. Don't worry about that. We first banned the first resorts and come to the second resorts, which were brought photocopies of the ballot papers. That's where now things went haywire. But I'm still strong in party politics. I'm still strong. No one knows what is my next step, but I'm there as a mother, as a grandmother.
Wow.
Now, because your voice will always resonate with people, you young ladies, join politics. Is it an art or a science? Your answer is better than mine. So politics leadership starts now. Take the opportunity to practice leading others, especially if you believe God has given you the gift. Step up now, especially you, the current generation, the Gen Zs. We are so proud of you. And don't stop to thank you. Do not stop to speak the truth. We, our age, me, I am one of those baby boomers. Eh? We have kept quiet. Things are going astray, but we can't talk. Maybe fear has been put in us. Maybe we are already exposed to the way things are run. Maybe even when I'm sending my grandchildren, can you go get me something from the store? And my grandchildren will tell me, utanipea sweetie? Na unampea sweetie. Corruption starts at home. So honestly, we need to kick out corruption from our homes to the top of this country.
Oh, yes.
So when Gen Z, you speak your mind and you come out like a second Mau Mau liberation, we feel so proud of you. May the Lord bless you mightily. So, we are told here that a leader is a mirror in the community. That's what Mother said. Young women, you have opportunities that we never had when we were coming out. Seize the moment. Seize the moment. Gotcha! Gotcha! Gotcha!
God,
Amen.
God the tena. Wanafanya hivi. Eston, kuja mtuonyeshe vile mnafanya. Kuja ufundishe mheshimiwa Thank you so much. You're so lucky and blessed to have you, mheshimiwa. God bless you so much. Asanteni sana. Now, let's welcome our amazing, awesome, charismatic, wise, beautiful Senator Tabitha Karanja. Okay, just a minute. Yes. Karibu sana, mheshimiwa. We're so lucky to have you. Asanteni sana kwa kungoja. Najua hapa kuna business ladies. Si ndio wako? Si mnajua huyu ni mama gangari. Ikifika ni kwa biashara. Na pia kwa uongozi. So we are so blessed to have her. Na ngoja achenjiwe microphone. Please tuharakishie kidogo ndio iwekwe battery. So karibuni sana kama unatuwatch live pale Nyarari TV. Thank you so much. This is your platform. Na karibu sana mheshimiwa. As he changes takupatia platform, you do an introduction and then we go on. Picha mpige haraka ndio tuendelee.
Asante. Thank you, thank you. the Mount Kenya Colleges and University Students Association, that is M-Cusa, now the business women, good afternoon. I want to take this opportunity and congratulate this association because I've read and I've seen what you're doing. You develop, you nurture, and you empower. And then the association aims of promoting quality education
Oh, yes.
and empowering the community by integrating values and ethics on its members for a better future.
Oh, yes.
I want to say congratulations. And then I take this opportunity to thank you for inviting me. I'm honored and humbled to be here with you today and to grace the occasion. Asanteni sana.
Asante sana. Eston, please, we want to continue with our debate. Tunataka kumaliza photo session ili tuendelee. We want to have the business session. So, karibu sana tena mheshimiwa.
Asante.
These young ladies would want to hear your journey. You're a woman of many hearts. You're so good in business. You're so performing well in politics side as a leader. And they are here to tap some good leadership skills from you. Karibu sana as we start with your journey.
Asante. Maybe let me not assume that they all know me. Tabitha Karanja, Keroche, Senator, Nakuru County, Deputy Majority Leader in this Senate of ours, and a mother.
Wow.
And a mother and a wife. And as my mother said, I was the only woman elected in the Kenya Kwanza as the senator.
Yes.
And
Congratulations.
I think on the opposition is only 2 other senators, women. So kazi kwenyu, tuwe wengi, isn't it? Going forward. So if you want, about my journey to get into business.
Oh, yes.
I know if you Google, you'll see my story. So I'll give it in a short format.
Oh, yes.
And just say that I started a business in a hardware shop, that is trade business. So I was doing trade, buying things and selling things. And then in the middle of all that, I thought all these things I'm selling, they have been manufactured. And I thought I need to do also manufacturing. But I needed to know where to venture into. So I did a research that is now with Mr. Karanja, because I'm a co-founder with my husband, Mr. Karanja. And I did a research, we did a research, very little money, of course, 6 months. And we found there was a gap in the liquor market. And finding there was a gap in the liquor market, you'd think that I was in the bars all the time. But it's because I discovered that it was only one company that was supplying, doing the liquor business.
So
And
it was monopoly.
there was monopoly. And then I thought, why don't I give a choice to the customers in the liquor industry? And because I didn't know anything to do with alcohol, so I flew out of the country and I went to Germany because I've heard German does better. I mean, it's good, it's known for good the brewing. And I went there, so I keep on giving this story because I'd never drank beer before. I thought beer, if people drink, they smell the mouth and all that, the aftertaste. So for me, they put a lot of beer with me because they could ask, which one do you want? I didn't know any. So which one do you want? So they put a line of mini beers. It was a garden, a very beautiful afternoon.
Okay.
And I tasted, and the one I liked, it was smooth to me. I could swallow. This is the one I picked. And then they told me, this is...
How many did you taste?
how,
Before you discovered the right one, how many had you tasted?
maybe like 4 or 5.
Okay.
And then I said, this one. And then when I said this one, they said, oh, this one is naturally brewed. And this is how I mean, this is a law of, I mean, this has been, it's used, I mean, what is it, am I trying to say? It's been brewed using the law of brewing, how it was started. That time we were sowing 500 years ago. Maybe now it's a 520 years ago. So this is how it was meant to be, the beer. But because of the commercial and all that, there's a lot of many now commercial brands. So I said, those is not commercial, yes. So I came. And then, of course, the line, the machines, what do you want? I'm saying the best of the best. Because I'm not an engineer, I'm not a brewer. So finally, with that naiveness, I ended up getting the best of the best. The best brewing equipment, the latest technology, 21st century. And when I came, the first customers I invited were the distributors that I intended to give them the distribution. And I was holding my horses so that they taste, they tell me what it is. And when they tasted, they said, wow, it's so smooth. It has, and it's better than, so they gave the name Tusker. It's better than Tusker. So I knew I'm ready to go. And immediately after launching that small brewery, which is about 10 million liters, 10 million liters, within a year, we got out of the capacity. So again, we had to go back to the drawing board and come up with another business plan, which was now to get it, to get a bigger brand, bigger plant, which now, according to my, whatever I said, let me do 10 folds. So 10 folds now means 100 million liters. So this was 100,000 liters. So it came with 100 million liters. No, 10 million liters. So I came with 100 million liters. Or maybe it was, yeah. So I came 10 folds, which is now 100 million liters. In that terminology, they call it 1 million hectoliter brewery. Still, at the same, the engineering and all that, the same. Top notch. The latest technology in brewing industry. And then after that, get to the market. Of course, a lot of challenges. I'm sure you've seen them. A lot of challenges because there was a big monopoly. I was venturing into a market that was jealously guarded, and the monopoly was there for 80 years. So I was coming to break a monopoly that was 80 years. Other brands had tried, international brands had come here and tried, and they were kicked out of the market. But for me, invested, you have loans, big ones, billions of loans, because you need the business plan. The people had started following me, had inspired already people knowing that it can be done, so I could not ever afford to give up. That's why you saw me fighting the way I fought. And that's why I keep on saying, it's better we invest in big and think big. Because at the end of it, you'll fight not because of many things. It's because of the people following you behind. You don't want to lose so that one day they say, you want to try. You want to try like Tabitha Karanja who tried and was kicked off this market. So for me, it was about the future generation.
Okay.
And I had to fight and ensure I succeed. After all those challenges, what have I managed to do?
Yes, please.
I've gotten awards across the world. The best business woman of the year in Africa. I'm a case study. I'm a case study in business in Harvard Business School as we speak. If you Google, you'll see me there. And then I've not built a brand, a beer. It's not my business, is not just a beer. I've inspired a generation that it can be done. I've inspired a generation that it can be done.
Okay.
So think big, remain focused, determined. And now when I look at that 27 years ago and today, there are many opportunities. Look at the digital platforms, the e-commerce. I can imagine today, I can see the young business women here. If you want to venture into business, you're into business. You can even work at your own house now. It's not like us, the old style. You have to knock to the shops. Now you have those. So you study those platforms, digital, and the e-commerce. And when you study them, you make use of them. And now the market is global. You have no excuse. You have a market global. But before you 27 years ago, before I could grow a brand to become global like the way Summit is today, it is that you have to work so hard. But today, at the touch of the button, your brand is, you can send it to the global market and market it globally. And looking at the way the world is going now, even if you look at the theme of International Women Day, International Women Day, you could see that invest in women accelerate progress, and it's a global thing. So people now are supporting women, not like the way I could venture into a business, and I'm being told I'm ventured into a boys' industry. Today, the women, people are believing in women, and it's come to this.
Was it challenging? I can imagine umeingia sasa kwa beer industry, being this beautiful and young lady. Was it that challenging, and how did you overcome that?
Yeah, that's why I said it was a lot. I mean, it was a big challenge to break a monopoly of 80 years.
Okay.
That was really disregarded. The multinationals who are now EABL, who are protected even by own government. And so when you try to venture into something like that, they will even protect the EABL and destroy their local. Why? Because they are thinking, are you sure you'll make it? And others have tried and they had not made it. So the minute I started the wars, you could see the government agencies were the ones now being used to fight you. Because you could see you are denied licenses. One morning you wake up, you have no license. You fight it in court. Another morning you wake up and find you're putting billboards, they are brought down. You go to report to the police, nothing is being done. You go and report to the competition authority. They tell you it will take you, I don't know how many years for you to get this, what is it called? The hearing or whatever it is. And even if you are given a hearing and you win the case, they'll only pay you, I think that time it was 100,000. Today I think it's 100 million. I mean, it's $1 million. So if you look at what you invested, you're given $1 million, it's not enough. So that's why I had to fight that. So there was a lot of challenge. Nobody wanted to be near you because they were seeing you're like disrupting something that for them they thought it was okay. And that's why I keep on saying I inspired a generation because they have broken and shown that it can be done. Venture into any business today, you can do it. And then people will ask, how did you get the money? The banks have, they only sell money. So when you give them the business plan, they believe in your business plan, they'll give you any money that you want.
Because I can the initial amount, the capital.
The capital, yes. Yes. And I remember when I borrowed the first one, which was $1 billion, people thought, hey, how will somebody be able to pay $1 billion shillings? Yes. The next one was $5 billion. And I was given, and we put the plant. And we are here. And it's a global brand. And I've left it now because I was building something for Kenya, for the world. Because I keep on saying, close your eyes, put Keroche breweries anywhere in the world. You just brew, put that beer, and it can compete with any beer in the world. So meaning, I've left it. I've come now to politics. I know somebody will ask me, well, how did you venture into politics? What did you wake up in the morning and think about politics, and you're doing very well in
Please tell us, it's our next question, please.
It's the next question.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, after going through all those challenges, I thought it's about registration. For me, it was just about registration. I didn't know Senator other work, so I had to Google and see other 2 or 3 other mandates that they are given. But the first one was about registration. I thought the way I've suffered, I would not want any other Kenyan to suffer the way I've suffered. Why did I not go to parliament? The same things I keep on telling these parliamentarians to do for me, I do for the others, as I doing for also the Kiroche breweries. So I was going there just to do the registration and ensure that other people don't suffer the way I suffered. And we go to the task. That's what I'm fighting for. I'm sure you've seen trying to fight everywhere
Oh, yes.
to ensure that our our members or whoever is elected is taken an election post to remember always they're elected to give service to the people and to understand what people are going through. Because even my place, I remember I could go called in a committee, tell them, because now you go to the one of the parliamentary committees, maybe it's finance or anything. You tell them there's a budget, you did this, you raised this amount, and you zero rated my opponent's brand. They say, really? That's what we did. So they didn't know when they were doing that. So that's why me, and you had one Meru, is it a Meru MP who said also he was asleep? And John had being called, and he thought he was just saying yes on a phone, on a on a call. So meaning we'll keep on changing, and I'm so happy that Gen Z has come up now. I'm sure the politics will never be the same again. I can see you've put people on toes. That's the same thing that senators are supposed to do, to keep everyone on toes, to hold accountable, especially the governors, because the corruption mostly is on the county government. So when the agencies now come up, everybody is worried. Everybody is worried, and everybody is ensuring that they are doing what's supposed to be done. If you keep the fire with the senators now supporting the senators, we work hard together, we work in hand together, I'm very sure the people will work. I was shocked when I entered there and realized that people, when you elect them, they go there, they don't care. They don't care about, they only care when it's almost 5 years to the election. I mean, 1 year to the election. The time they'll come back, and because they've rooted a lot of money, they come and buy the electorate with the money. Now with the Gen Z, everybody is sure now. No more money. It is on what you've done. Then that is what will ensure that you will be elected again. But on the business, it's now, I believe, now it's easier. It's not like when we were starting, especially now because of those digital platforms and the e-commerce. And the information, if I may say, is good to have the knowledge and informed, because it's the greatest currency. You know, somebody may think it's the money, but it's the greatest currency. So with that information, with the understanding what is happening around the world, it's come the business and all that, you're ready to push and make those global plans. And then thinking big, not just waking up on something that you can build and for just you. You ensure that you can build something that is for the future generation. You can leave a legacy on that business of yours. Yeah, that's what I can say for now.
Thank you so much, Madam Heshimiwa. Mine is just one before we hand over the mic to the audience. How have you managed to balance? These are two different fields, both business and now you're in politics. How did you manage, including your family? And it's not an easy task.
It's not
as
easy.
a woman. How have you managed?
Okay, business, of course, when I got into politics, I had to get out. I had to get out, and there's a lot that is happening in the company. Maybe you'll see one of these days, there's a lot of the organization being done.
Okay.
So I had to get out and really get out. But I'm like 20% of my time, I'm also being consulted on the company. But I want even that 20% within a year to get out of my way, because I was just building a brand that can be read by anybody.
Okay.
And can be whatever. But on family, I agree. Being a mother and a wife, you have to balance and ensure that all is going well. Because if you don't start with your home, you get out there, you do whatever you do, finally it will fall down. When you start from home, you get those circumstances to hold you, so that you have a springboard that you can get back, and in case anything happens. So I try to balance and ensure that I work for my family, I work for especially now the community, remembering that they gave me that position, trusting that I'll deliver. So I must balance.
Okay.
Yes, and somebody starting the business, ensure that you balance your family, and especially now you are young, you get married, you get your children, get a good manager for your homes. get a good manager for your homes. But now with the digital platforms and the e-commerce, people can even get that time we didn't get to stay with their children when they are young, especially the 5-year duration, to ensure that they get those 5-year whatever. As you're doing your business and they're getting the right people, when you get the right people, putting the right people in the right place, especially when it comes to professionals, you're able to do only your part as the CEO, as a strategic leader, and then the rest are left doing their engineering, their brewing, their whatever, and then ensure you get the right people. Of course, influence them so that they believe is their brand, which for me, it is true. That's what everybody knows. Wherever they are, it is their own brand, and they owe it to, they owe everything that they have to it to ensure that they can also grow and inspire the next generation. Yes, so balancing is key.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Can I have questions, please? From Nyarari TV, naona thank you, Mheshimiwa, for touching on loans. Tunaogopanga loans to start new businesses. That is one that I'm getting from Nyarari TV. You are live. Asante.
Can I say something about the loans?
Yes, please.
When you borrow a big loan, I don't know if mmeona hiyo, when you borrow a big loan, it's not your problem anymore. It is the bank's problem. When you borrow kidogo, it is your problem. So when you go to billions, your work now it is to go think of the market when the bank is thinking on how this money will be paid. So that is my advice. Thank you. Yeah.
So my name is Cynthia Wanini. I'm the first female president in Egerton University, and I want to say I would want to humbly request you to give me the 3 qualities as a woman that have helped you to be able to balance. Because just saying balancing everything is not enough for us as women in leadership. Those 3 qualities that have helped you to be able to balance your life. Then the next question is on, I'm a university student and I have been a student leader. And looking at the high rate of unemployment, and I'm also an entrepreneur, looking at the high rate of unemployment in our country, it is not easy for us to be able to garner capital, for us to be able to do jobs, to be able to start our businesses. And I know we have funds like the Youth Fund and other international funds that come on board, but those in most cases, they require for us to be in groups. But for an entrepreneur who has a specific goal and a purpose, it's very hard for us to acquire loans since we are not employed and since we do not have a source of income where we can get that capital. So is there a way or a system for us to be able to acquire those loans while we are still university students? We'll highly appreciate. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone. Allow me to read from my phone. Okay, my name is Jacqueline I am a student at JQuat. First and foremost, let me express what an honor it is to sit and listen to your story. As an aspiring woman in business, I have been deeply inspired by my mom, who has been the backbone of the passion that I have for business. I have witnessed her dedication to going to bed very late and waking up very early. So my question for you is, how are you able to identify the kind of business that you wanted to venture into? And additionally, would you be open to mentoring me in business? I believe everything happens for a reason. And to be honest, after hearing all those amazing speakers today, I believe I was meant to be here to listen to you as an aspiring woman in business. And also, last question, how are you able to, you're saying that market was very securely guarded, right? How are you able to cope despite the challenges, the licensing, the courts? How are you able to overcome all that and still keep your business going? And yeah, thank you.
Can I answer those first? Yeah, yeah. Then yeah, so that I do, yeah, because I'm not good at training. So the qualities, the three qualities to balance, because it's true, we keep on saying balancing, balancing, You know, if I say the truth, you know, it's better to say the truth. You have to work very hard. You have to work very hard to enable you to balance, because it means what needs to be done in the morning, early morning, you do it. You know, I'm looking at you, I can see you, the mothers, young mothers and all that. So you have to take care of your babies that early morning and ensure in the evening you are back again to be with them, that lunch, that dinner before they can sleep. So it's like a sacrifice as a mother. I keep on saying there is a one animal that to give birth, nafikiri it breaks so that the kids can feed on it. I don't know which that kabito or whatever it is. But for us, it's not like that. But it's really a sacrifice. You brought up the kids. You brought down, to these wholesome kids. You have to ensure you mentor them. You work with them, as your mother did. Sacrifice like that. You agree to get married. You are lucky now. Your men are, the men that you marry, you are modern. They are like you. As we are married to people that you have to serve them that early morning. You have to ensure the dinner and all that. So what am I trying to say? That balancing, do your home, ensure you give it the right time. When you go to the work, very simple, put the right people in the right places. When you put the right people in the right places, you're not a micromanager. You ensure now you can do your part, you can play your part. Like me, I've been a CEO all through in my company. So I played the role of a CEO. I'm that leader that let people play their roles. Yeah, you give people that opportunity so that they can play their role, they can grow their career. Because how would you pretend you be an engineer, you be a brewer, you be whatever, but you get the best of the best. You put them there. Then about yourself, ensure you give your gym the early morning or in the evening. So you must balance. It's a sacrifice, it's a hard work, it is no time. If it's the sleeping hours are 7, you ensure you sleep your 7 hours. If it's 6, like me, I've slept 6 hours all through, and I'm okay. I think I'm okay. So meaning, it's a sacrifice. Balance is sacrifice and working smart, and ensuring you get the right people in the right places. If it's your house, put the right managers that can manage you when you're not there, that can fill that gap when you're not there. Then when it comes to acquiring the loans, this is something that people, because in my business, I won't lie to you, I may not be that person that you'll ever understand, because I never thought of money when I was doing my business. Why would I put $1 billion me? I thought of the business. I thought of the business. What do I want? I want a brewery. How many liters? I want to be doing 40,000 bottles an hour. So how much is that? What does it cost? Then after that, I go to the bank. I give them my business plan. What is the cost? What is whatever? Then after that, the banks gives me the money. You see, it's not giving you the money. They buy those equipment. They bring them to you. Then you say you need money for marketing. They give you, because now it's become their problem. They have now to help you now, whatever. But maybe when you think of like a small business, it's a time now you think of where is the collateral. Me, I didn't have a collateral. It's just a paper like this, business plan. I give, and they was given the money and the whatever. So what am I challenging you? Think big. Think of big businesses. Yeah. Then You will not be asked those titles, the titles collateral, because where will you get a collateral as we speak now? You don't have, isn't it? If you want a business of $1 billion, utapata collateral wapi sahi, isn't it? Even maybe a 10 million, isn't it? So as we think big and they can see the growth and they will support you and you reach where you want to go. So loan, don't think about the loan first, the finance first. First think about your business, take it to the bank. And if you get a challenge, call me. I'm available. If you get a business plan, a good one, and we take it to the bank and we don't get the money, provided you can show that in that business plan you'll follow. Because again, if you flop, it is now there. You'll be read in history. You'll be a history. It will be she came, she did, and she failed. We don't want that. So that is what we can whatever. Then, how you identify the business, I keep on saying is you look for a gap. Look for a gap. When you look for a gap, and then immediately you identify that gap, you get in. Me, I identified a gap that there was monopoly in the liquor market. People could get to the bars. They asked, you want a cold or a warm? There was no brand. Unataka baridi ama moto. So I gave a challenge and said, you want a Summit cold or a Tusker cold or a warm? So I wanted to give people choice. That is all that I did. Choice. After identifying, there was a gap in the liquor market. And then the other one, that's what I wanted to know. That's how you can only venture. Just identify a gap. Is it a service? Is it a brand? Is it whatever it is, isn't it? But identify whatever. Then I think the mentoring, I'm available. I know I started a Kiroche Foundation. It was to give a hand up to the upcoming entrepreneurs. That is a brand that I really want to ensure that I revive it so that I can walk the journey with it. And it was also a Kenyan thing. And it did 3 sessions. And the people that got in through there, I saw their business is growing. Because it's very easy. At that point, you could invite, in fact, in those, they could say what they want to hear. So they say, we want to see branding. Who is very good CEO or marketing, whatever, who have done branding in Kenya? We're not inviting people from outside. Maybe they say, let me give for lack of whatever, maybe most of the people that we used are not now in the business. But let's say even Chris Kirubi, they could say, we want to hear the recruit. So they talk, he talks to them. Then somebody on the finance, maybe you call the bank, like the way now saying how do you venture get the money, you call the banks. They were willing, all of them. So meaning, we revive that for Keroche Foundation so that I can walk along with the upcoming entrepreneurs to ensure that we can give them a hand. And maybe they don't have so struggle so much like the way we struggled. Is there any that I've left?
Okay, thank you so much. Sarah Watai, the current Vice President, Egerton University, and I know you are well aware that we are the largest institution in Nakuru with the highest number of students. Mine is just to invite you to come and work with our clubs. I've been trying so much to get an audience with your office, but I keep being told, we'll see you on Friday, we'll see you on Monday. So I personally would like to request you, kindly grant me an audience of just 30 minutes for me to pitch my ideas to your office. They will not only help the students, but also help you as you'll be running for office in 2027. I'm guaranteeing you voters. Yeah. So kindly, just a 30 minutes audience. I have so many clubs supporting young mothers, supporting academics, supporting attachment. Kindly grant me a 30 minutes audience with your office.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Vera Okech, an environmental science student at Kenyatta University. And mine for Madam Senator is I'd like you to share any successful story of where your business, I'm aware that you've been running Keroche breweries for the past 25 years. So I'd like to know of any instant where your company has implemented eco-friendly practices, and how young women can take inspiration from these examples to lead similar initiatives. And another question is, how can mentorship and networking opportunities be enhanced for young women looking to looking forward to innovations both in environmental conservation and business sector?
Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Naomi Wambui Masharia, and I have two questions. The first is a bit political, and what I can say is I love the environment that we have. It's all about seizing the moment and taking the opportunity. And for me, we've been praised. There's a lot of praise that has been coming about Gen Z and how we've been policing politicians, governors, etc. But at the end, we can't be policing every now and then. So my question is, after all the demonstrations that have been happening, what would you advise us would be next? Because there's been a lot of concerns that have been happening, even politically with everyone else. There's concern of a coup d'etat, which for me is very worrisome, where people are they no longer want corruption to be happening. They don't want to have corrupt cases. Oh, we hear that Jomo Kenyatta International Airport was about to be sold. So there's so much that is happening right now. There's a lot of scandals that are happening, which to me I feel is causing a lot of heat in the country, if I can say that. A lot of anger and anguish. So what would you advise us? Because at the end of it all, we would want what's better for the country. So that's the first question I have, is what step do you think we should take as Gen Z, the best, if I can say, choice for us to have? Secondly, I don't have an alcohol business. So, but one thing I do know is that if I was to compare the prices of beer 2 years ago and right now, I will say the prices have increased drastically. If I go to wholesalers and retailers that I used to know of 2 years and right now, I would say like more than 3 shops that I know of in town have closed. Businesses actually in Kenya are not prospering. The small and medium-sized businesses are not prospering. So even when we think of going to the banks, my question is, why is it that right now the existing small businesses and medium-sized businesses are failing? And for me, when I look at it, I see it's more or less to do with tax control and also bullying of the police officers. That one I can sincerely say that a lot of I don't know if it's the city county, I'm not so sure, but they're coming to businesses and harassing owners so that they can get bribes here and there. So even when someone tells me start a business, I will ask them, even though we have the tools, there's so much barriers that are happening where businesses cannot initially start. I feel like there's so much happening in Kenya that a lot of people don't know. And honestly, even starting a business is something that someone can tell you, I tried my best. I had 1.5 million and it went down the drain. And it's not because of there was no market demand. No, no, no. You'll see askaris coming in different every now and then, even though even especially if you're in the hospitality industries, coming to police you, asking you where your licenses is. Oh, they found one cockroach. Okay, so this is he inahitajikana 30,000 ama even 100,000. That's I feel like it's not as easy as it used to be. Even though we have social media platform, why exactly did people come and rise for the finance bill when people are coming to protest? Why were content creators coming to protest? Because there was that whole point of, oh, okay, now we can see digital people are rising. We should tax them. But some of these people, probably, their salary is 10K, you want to tax them. So I'm just saying, I'm like, okay, yeah, we do have TikTok, we do have Instagram and Facebook, but it's not easy. It's sincerely not easy. So that's all I have to say.
The 30 minutes granted. So we'll get your number. We'll get your number immediately so that we can grant the opportunity. The eco-friendly, the business that we run, it's eco-friendly because it has no waste, nothing, no waste. Because you just buy the malted barley. After you brew the malted barley, you get the liquid, and then the spent grain, you feed the cows. So there is no waste on that. So meaning it's a very eco-friendly, and it has no, what is it called? It's only the steam, and you save that steam to preheat the water. So it's a very friendly whatever. I think I challenge you one of the days, mkuje, we'll organize, you come and visit one of the days. It's a good, yeah. Yeah. The second question, maybe I respond because I remember the second question. On the what is happening, I agree the world is facing many crises. And remember, we are globally, we are on recovery, COVID recovery. As it comes to the financial crisis that we went through. If you look at the drought, you look at the poverty is going up, not only in Kenya, say globally. And so it's the environment even for businesses to survive, is not easy. It's not easy. So what we are trying to push, especially us now, who've been in business, and now we are in parliament, is only to ensure that we create that and conducive environment to do business. That's what we can push for now, so that the taxation is not as high. And the minute you had seen this finance bill, I know the people that people advise where to increase the tax on commodities, they made a big blunder because they gave commodities that could provoke the Kenyans. They provoke the Kenyans because the minute they tell you they'll increase your car that you bought with your own money, I mean they'll tax your car that you bought with your own money, they will tax your bread, they will tax, I don't know, your land that you also bought with your own money. So they provoke. We never saw what was there in the finance bill that could have benefited us. You see this thing that was, they could tax more on the imports and reduce taxes for the local manufacturers. That has never happened since independence. It was the first time. But because now they damaged it by bringing things that provoked the Kenyans, that's why now we continue suffering. But we as senators, we've come together, even the opposition and us, we've agreed. We'll look at that finance bill and see what was to benefit the Kenyans, and then we can chip in. We can sneak it in, and we'll get those whatever. Because the minute we can create that conducive environment, that if an egg is imported from Uganda, it will pay more taxes than the egg hatched here. You're already creating a friendly market for Kenyans. If you say it is a sanitary pad, the imported one will pay more tax than the one manufactured here. People will start saying, we don't have enough industries. That's a good challenge because people now will start building the industry. Anybody now who wants to build the industry will only count how many pads are used per year and how many are, how the machine that we can put to ensure that you can satisfy the market. So what does that mean? You go with your business plan and the bank will buy your idea. So meaning there was that opportunity, but because now it's under the bridge, the water is under the bridge, let's keep on holding on there. I agree, then the environment is very bad. There are so many crises happening around the world, so that it's not really, even the business that are there to survive and even to start new ones is a challenge. But what we keep on saying is that even when things are not very good, we keep on pushing so that when things become better, tutakutwa hapo, utakuwa hapo. So that you don't say you'll start when things are better. You don't know they'll be better when. So we keep on trying, we keep on pushing, and we will get to where we are supposed to be. And then about the Gen Z, on what happened and what you're trying to push and what happened. First of all, I say, I'm sure you listened to my State of the Nation speech, which I said I'm really very sorry on the lives that we lost during that time. And for me, is that what you're pushing should continue being pushed, but in a better, maybe, platform. I don't know I can say what, in a better, in an organized way, because the minute like now you are not happy with anything, and then of course write those letters to that, the ministry or to that government. If they don't hear, then people now demonstrating to that office, particularly that office. Na hiyo mnasema kusalimiana, mnaenda mnasalimia huyo governor ama nani. I'm very sure we'll keep on pushing to ensure that they can do. And because now the government has heard, it has heard. And I know many people are saying, you see me, I'm a Kenya Kwanza person. To people, they think we tumewachwa kwa mataa because we brought in the opposition. But for me, hiyo kiburi ilikuwa mingi sana. So with the opposition now on board and the government, we can now be able to work together. I know mother, my friend mother says, hakuna opposition. There are people now who will get out. Alaira is an old man. Now he can go and retire. We get other people who will go into the opposition. And you never know, even us in the government, we may join the opposition, you never know. Because there are some things that you see, they are not doing the way they should be done, isn't it? And we must keep on pushing and pushing till, because whatever you did should not stop. Because till the elected leaders will only work for you, but they will not be going there to think of how they can enrich themselves. That's what I can say. So we continue, and congratulations. Everybody is happy about that saying. If it's not for GNC, nowhere this government could have ended to. All of us, we know. But now because you've done what you've done, we can only think on how we'll work better for you, because hatujui tutasalimiwa lini. Yesterday I was the GNCs and then some bishops were passing by, because I was in Nakuru. Some bishops were passing by and they came in and they were, at GNCs were here, kukusalimia. Then I said, no, they just come to say, to talk to me and strategize on how we are going to work in Nakuru. And please, work with the senators of your areas. If your area and the senator is Nakuru, Sabida, two GNCs can work with them. Why? Because my role is what you have been trying to do. It is to hold accountable. Okay, for me it is only the governor, but even as you're going around, you see the MC has done wrong, you've seen the MCs has done wrong, whatever, and ask, show me how many senators, maybe 2, 3, that are not doing the way things should be done. The rest, they are enemies of the system or the county government. I'm sure we've seen me being called Mulevi Nini because of the way I'm playing my roles to ensure that my county government will not finyiria people of Nakuru when the senator is there. So that's what I can say. I know my friend there is saying, hey, work with senators. I know. I could see the impression. But what I'm trying to say is, you came in to support what the senators are mandated to do. And especially now in the county government and in the national government. The people who are failed, it is the MPs. Because they are supposed to check on the executive, isn't it? Those are the ones. But us is now the county. And you can see we are not friends with the governors, isn't it? We are pushing them and we are ensuring things are being done. Because the money that we are taking to the county is a lot. Even if that money worked, only that money, forget even this one, Ukoju, that money worked. You can see counties, that is region and all that working for the people. But the region was a very good idea, but it working for us? No. So it is us now to push so that it can work for us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Madam Senator. Thank you for having me over here. We are very happy to have you. My question is, what are some of the failures that you have encountered in the business field and also in the leadership field? Thank you.
Sawa sawa. Okay. One yenye nilikuwa nayo inaban nimesikia ikiulizwa, it was about your stand as a senator on the ongoing demos being in the ruling party, which is the UDA, but at least umejibu, have had someone mention it. And mine is to appreciate you for honoring the call and the invitation to be a part of this great conference. We as the ladies in this conference, we are grateful and we want to welcome you once again. And as I finalize, I don't know whether M-Cusa has done that. We have our director here and our chairman over there, our president Eston and Sanik. But if they have, that's an added advantage if I mention it. Mine is to call you into partnership with the M-Cusa ladies. And on yeah, so on behalf of the M-Cusa ladies and on my own behalf, as the woman among the 3 elected women senators we have in the country, you being the senator for Nakuru, having Fatuma Dulo for Isiolo, and Senator Agnes for Machakos, it means that you really fought to get into that seat. So I want to invite you into partnership as a senator. And I want to tell you guys, power is good. And because the honor that the senator would receive will not be the same honor as the normal people would receive. So, so when you go into the streets there and you come across and hear some women conferences, why don't you give us 2 or 3 slots from the M-Cusa team? And maybe, yes, we can have a chance to learn in matters governance and leadership, and that would really help us create platforms for ourselves and for the entire team of the upcoming future ladies that we have here. Si hapo tuko sawa? Sawa, asante.
Siri ni kuomba ka? Siri ni kuomba ka? Back to you, Mudhoni.
Yeah. Yeah.
They say M-Cusa is the biggest thing.
I know.
It's bigger than any political party in the country. That's what Eston keeps on telling us.
I watched him the other day in Inoro. Yeah, you did very well. You did very well. Yeah. So, failures. Umesema how ngapi? Only one, eh? How many failures? So, you know, when I got into my business, the Kiroche, I think I was only 32 years. Yes. You're shocked. I was 32 years then. Wow. Yes. And I think I didn't get time. I was not even given time to breathe. Because immediately after I mentioned that I want to start our Alika industry, the war started there. 1 year down the line, the war started there. So I learned, it's as if I entered in a class. So I entered in a class, I learned, When I was reaching 40, I was, they call them what? 40, those 40, successful 40, under 40. I was there. I think at 38, I was getting an award, I think in South Africa, something like that. World Economic Forum invited to go and speak, I think at 44. So meaning, I can't really say any, because I was in a class, but maybe I can give myself 85% of what I managed to do. Because it's not that I've done anything before what I was doing now. So and then I was not an employee, that I was employed so that I could be guided by a certain CEO or a certain leader manager. So it was the manager, and I was the one to build, put the right team, the right everything, choose the brand. You see, even I'm the one going to test to bring it here myself. So I can say I got 85. The only thing I know I failed, or I was failed, is that it took a lot of time. By 25, I thought I could be the whole of Africa. But now, my time was wasted. Because I'll go like this, narudishwa nyuma. Nakuja napigana, tena naenda. Nakuta tu brand yangu iko pale, nasongesha kidogo. So meaning, my time has been wasted. That's all I can say. But if time is not wasted, you start a brand like the way I started, with that environment. In fact, my son keeps on telling me, if I was in Europe, America, I could be far. But now, I kept on struggling. Even when I was leaving to go to politics, I think I was like jumping to go and work and ensure that hii maneno inaenda is not good. Let me go there and sasa register those laws that I feel they are not favorable to our businesses here in Kenya. So I was given that opportunity. So maybe I failed, but if I mark for myself, I think I did 85 to 90%. I got that. Maybe I failed 10%. But if somebody was to whatever, I will also write a book, as the mother is saying.
Wow.
I'll write a book.
Wow.
Because I've been challenged to do one. That's the time now, maybe when I'm writing, I'll see. I think I could have done. But I can't say that I can really pinpoint where. Because I fought. And I came out. And I really was looking, the challenge was this next generations. Wasiambi, mnataka kujaribu? Kama yule mama, alifanya, akaenda. No. My daughter now is an entrepreneur, you know her, with water. Anaambia, unataka kuwa kama mama yako? Mwanze maji ulini. Anarudi nyuma. So that was the challenge I had. And I think I've managed to ensure that, to show that it can be done. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are happy to have you, Mheshimiwa. Any plans for 2027 before we close this session to another one, please? 2027.
Any plans?
Yes.
I've challenged myself and looked at the senator is supposed to go and bring money from the county. And when you bring money from the county, from the national treasury, unakata the big cake. So you push. Unakata the big cake, unapeleka kwa governor. Sasa kazi yako tena ni oversight ya governor. Akifanya ile anafanya. Naenda naunda budget with the national, with the MCAs, the county, naitako nini? County assembly, at the county assembly, and then picks that document again, and she changes everything through supplementary budget. So you take 15 billion, the own source revenue maybe is about 5 or 6, it's about 21 billion. That money is controlled by one person. At the end of it, when you are walking around, the people will keep on telling you, atuoni maendeleo, atuoni maendeleo. So me, I've gone to the bank, gotten money, and I was able to pay back the money. So I'm saying, this one umepewa hivi, uende ukadevelop Nakuru County.
Oh yes.
I want to prove that that devolution can work in Kenya. So I'm looking, I'm thinking, if whoever is a friend, if she doesn't work well, if I know she's going home, I'll jump in and fight to be the governor of Nakuru County.
Thank you so
So that
much.
I can prove a point that devolution can work And whoever did that constitution meant well, and they knew. The only thing that can work is that national cake to be cut into 47, and so that people, but the only problem is if you choose the wrong CEO of your county. I want to prove I can be the best CEO of Nakuru County. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Asante, tumeshukuru sana. Until next time, we wish you well. Let's applaud her. Tumeshukuru sana.
And I also wish you all the best
Thank you.
in your businesses, your education, your future endeavors. And in case you feel Tabitha can touch a button somewhere for you to move further forward or quicker, your journey to be quicker than mine, I'm available. Asante.
Asante sana mheshimiwa. Yes, please. Oh yeah, she had
Oh, yeah, I can give my number. It's not, my number is public.
okay.
0724